So these were characters from the first game, Black Rose, and I believe I forget if Hokuto was Kite or her brother. I forget which one, but they were the main characters in the first game. How have you been, Lena? Been doing all right? Things have been going pretty terrible in my real life as usual. I know it's summer vacation for students right now, but how are you doing in preparation for entrance exams? You're into science, right? Yeah, it's gotta be Kite, I think. For a literary major like myself, I just respect anyone that can do math. How'd your meeting with the guidance counselor go? Personally, I chose my college because one of my professors here wrote down one of my favorite books. So in a way, I did have a very specific goal. But your major is going to be different from mine, so I guess my opinion doesn't help much. Oh, it is Kite. Okay. I don't know what happened to all those dot hackers, but I hope they're doing alright. Maybe some of them changed their characters and are still playing. That is true. Some of them are still here. Alright, now I'm stuck at the house working on a translation of an overseas mystery novel. Things are the same as ever with her as they've ever been. So they will not show up in this game, but it was a nice little nod to them. Why Haseo, of all people, got the emails. It's more of a weird thing. Haseo is actually a character from Dot Hack Sign repurposed for this game. That's a story for another day, I suppose. But suffice it to say, his character is a bit of a dick. Things happen in the anime to him, and he doesn't remember a damn thing, and he logs back in as Haseo 4 or 5 years later. So he's as fun to be around as he was the first time. Oh boy. Anyway. Since you insisted, I decided to eat. I didn't! There's an area I love. I was wondering if you could join me. The area is Submissive Tragedies 1000 Oaks. Submissive Tragedies. Uh-oh. Oh, goody. Well, that's a fun little name, isn't it? Like I said, they're, a lot of these area names allude to things. I think you can already kind of tell where this one's going.
Haseo!
Hi.
Thank you so much for coming today.
Yeah.
So, would you please invite me to your party? The two of us will be heading to Delta Submissive Tragedies 1000 Oaks.
Pull my leg, will ya? Or whatever the phrase is. Yeah. Oh, it's yank my arm, I think. Something like that. Anyway, Atoli is a little more important than Gaspard because she's a healer. So, but she's still gonna waste all her MP, sadly. Level 3. Alright, should be okay.
Hope I didn't bother you.
If you think you're bothering me, don't send me an email in the first place.
This is one of my very favorite areas. The moon tonight looks even prettier than usual.
Prettier than usual? Yeah, right, come on. I mean, this is just an online game.
Now then, let's go find the beast statue.
Okay. Okay, so looks like. Oh, I see. So get those treasures and go. Okay. So Atoli is voiced by Bridget Hoffman, who played Cosmos in Xenosaga. Speaking of games that I wish they remade, but they're never going to because Namco Bandai is slow in that sort of thing. They pulled the, I don't think people were going to buy it, despite the fact that Xenoblade became one of the biggest franchises in gaming. But yeah, Xenosaga was great, and Cosmos was great, and that's the game I know Hoffman from mostly. She was in other anime like Chobits and other things, but this was the other game I knew her from mostly. And again, it's not. It's more to do with how Atoli is presented and kind of forced it on the player. I mean, she's likable and important, but it's grating. Let's say that much. If you think Haseo is annoying, Atoli is a different type of annoying. So they're like oil and water. But again, I don't know if... Because there is a definite reason. This game leaves nothing to chance. They knew what they were doing when they created some of the characters, so... Are you dead yet? So yeah, Atoli's gonna hang back and do jack shit until I get hurt. Which is kind of the best way of doing it. Because I'm not really interested in fighting. I can do all this crap off camera, so... unless I get into an area where I know I'm out of my depth,
Okay,
I'm gonna focus on the story.
The name Moon Tree comes from...
Not interested.
Now. It won't hurt you just to listen, will it? Moon Tree is run by a council of officers known as the Seven Council. You remember who Sakaki is, right? He is one of the officers.
Man, I don't have time for this.
Hey, Haseo, wait! Please wait!
Yeah, this is gonna go well.
It's my turn!
But yeah, I wonder, because again, this was before I played this even before Persona became a thing, right? Because this came out in 2006, and I was a fan of the original, so I still felt this way about Atoli and Haseo in the first playthrough that I do 15, almost 20 years later. Even more so now that like I'm character driven. And yeah, that her meek ass attacks just to get out of the way. This is good design, I suppose. Because I play these games for the characters and the story now. I don't play them to play the games so much. So that's kind of how I process playing most of the stuff. Because we're gonna get enough of the gameplay going forward. Ow! But I always felt that the game's strong suits balanced out the weaknesses that the games had. Because the gameplay is solid enough, and I do like how much faster it is compared to the original. How much more meaty the combat system feels, because it actually feels like I'm hitting them. But the dungeon design leaves a lot to be desired. A lot of these areas are copy-pasted. So, for me, I am definitely of the mind that I'm trying to get to the story bits. So I want people to keep that in mind while I'm like speed reading through all this stuff. It's not because I'm trying to ignore the combats or the quest or anything like that. It's because a lot of the sameness that persists in the game design precludes it from the fun stuff, which is all the cutscene stuff. I'm mainly a conduit for showing off a game that honestly doesn't get a lot of buzz, though it should. Speaking of Xenosaga, like Xenosaga was one of my favorite RPGs. I would still say Persona and Final Fantasy X. Like Final Fantasy X was the class of that PS2 era. Persona 3 and 4 obviously overtook that for me personally, but then there's stuff like this, and even to an extent Star Ocean 3, though that has its own problems. But there were so many good games in that PS1, PS2 era, and this one just fell by the wayside, which was a disservice, you know, because the game's story and characters, you know, while annoying on some level, the fact that this, or say Odin Sphere, kind of get in that cult classic, and I would say Odin Sphere even gets cult classic status before this does, this gets forgotten. Because it wasn't a big name, because it was tied to anime, which was bigger, but I don't know many people who played this. But the people who did, you know, like say on Reddit or whatever, they say, what games did you play? Then you would suggest this one. You know? Because it's very solid, very good, very just full. And then you add the fact that they added more to it 10 years after the fact. You know, this game has a lot going for it. So, even with me trying to kind of speed through some of it, I'm still going to give as much of this game as I can to give it the best possible version of itself, you know, so people are like, hey, okay, this is something I would play, or something, you know, maybe just watch it and, you know, get the story beats and whatever. That's fine. Because at the end of the day, there's only so much I can do.
We've got what we came here for. We're going back to the town.
Wow.
Huh?
Hey.
Haseo?
What? I've already heard enough about Moon Tree Guild.
Haseo, do you hear something coming from over there?
Nope.
That can't be right. See? There is something there. Let's go find out what it is.
Huh? Why do I have to go too? Just go check by yourself.
Jeez.
Oh, come on. Won't you please come with me?
Fine, fine. If it'll shut you up, I'll go with you.
Thanks! It's this way.
Anyway, Sky Armor. Level 1. Anti-Earth. Nah. Okay, so you go behind here.
Listen to that. You can hear something coming from over there. Huh? What is it, Haseo?
This sign. It's Tri-Edge.
What? Tri-Edge? Is that what it's called?
Well, now you're interested, aren't you, Haseo?
Haseo!
We're being sucked towards Tri-Edge's sign.
Uh-oh. Dead World of Indiglit Lu. I believe that's how they pronounce it.
Are we in the Lost Grounds? Wow, look at this underground lake. This might just be a fantastic new discovery, Haseo. Haseo, someone's there. is that? It's so pretty. That sound. It's coming from that person.
Why do you have to be so ungodly pretty? Why can't I look like you?
That guy. What's up with him?
Well, let's go ask him. Wait, please!
It's dangerous! Stop!
Listen to Vash the Stampede. Stop.
What?
Oh. Ew.
Hey!
Stay back! Take this! And now, Magus!
Oh.
What are these guys? Did you get them? Whew.
All done. You two okay?
He's nice.
It doesn't seem like I'm very welcomed here. Well, whatever. Hey you, over there, are you okay?
What happened to me?
What do you mean, what happened?
I think I was attacked by a strange monster. Then I heard a loud sound that startled me, and I don't remember anything after that.
What the? Did she faint in real life too?
At any
Fuck.
rate, I'm glad I got here in time.
Who are you?
Who, me? Oh, well, I'm an investigator for CC Corp.
Sure.
One of the system administrators? A game master?
Well, something like that. I got a report about a bug in this area, and so I rushed right over.
So, that monster was actually a bug?
Right. It would probably be best to stay away from here until the data finishes repairing.
No. There's no way in hell that was a bug data. How could a player faint from something like that? Not to mention, what was that giant puppet thing that defeated the monster?
Puppet?
So, you were able to see the Avatar.
Avatar?
That's right, Mr. Haseo, the Terror of Death.
Do CC Corp investigators usually remember a player's nickname?
Hardly. I couldn't help but think it was too much of a coincidence to meet up with you here.
What?
Nothing. Just talking to myself. I bet that you would like to know a lot more about avatars. Am I right?
Not really.
You can use one too.
Huh?
The fact that you were able to see my avatar means that you and your character have the right attributes.
Haseo, your character hides something. There is a dangerous power inside you.
Come on. Come over to our headquarters and you'll see. And while you're at it, you might be able to get some info on Tri-Edge.
How did you... Who told you about that?
Like I said, that's just one more reason why you should come.
I see. Well?
Looks like this is a big fiasco.
How can you just brush off something that happened to you like this?
What's wrong, Haseo? Why are you acting so scary all of a sudden?
If we hadn't been lucky, you'd have... No, it's nothing.
Oh, okay. But I caused you a lot of trouble with what happened, right?
So you realize it.
I'm sorry. Do you think that you could give me another chance?
Listen, the next time you invite me, make it somewhere where we can level up.
Lost ground, huh? Well, stop pressing buttons. Stop pressing buttons. There it is. Alright, get out of here. Log out. Check the email. All that junk. 5. Ooh. Well, I guess I'll be doing that later then. So, yeah. I'll just cut out that quest thing on my own time. And keep the important shit in there. So, I'll save it here. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.